I want to talk about being hyper transparent with your customers, even if it stings and it makes you shaky. This is very serious. I've been in this game of my own business like a decade now, and when we have something called the 100 Days of Hell. It's kind of a funny term, but from the beginning of the season till the 4th of July, you're swamped trying to fit as many customers in as possible. They've got graduations and parties and all these things going on, and when you tell them you're going to be there to give a quote and to do and complete and finish the work, satisfied work, they build an expectation, and you have an obligation to fulfill not only your word, but even your contract, right? Up front, if you have that inkling and rain, equipment delays, crazy weather, anything could happen to where it's pushing it back. So when you overbook yourself, that's what I should have talked about right in the beginning. It's like you cannot fit a square peg into a round hole. If you want to go work till dark every day and work 7 days a week to play catch up, you can do that for a couple weeks. You do it more than about 3 weeks. I don't know if you've already been there. Let me know in the comments below if you've worked, like 90 days straight for like 100 hours a week. I've done that. And what it does, if you're not very careful, it can really impact your mental health, your physical health, and your family life. It's a tough thing. And if you have employees expecting them to, so you know what I'm saying here. So being very, very careful. There's a story of there's 2 ships with 2 crews, and they had to travel all the way to this island, and they were racing, and the first one there got the gold, right? And so the first crew had a plan that they were going to go what they call balls out nonstop. If it was sunshine, they'll go 14, 16, 18 hours a day, and they were going to finish and win. The second ship, they had a plan that they were going to sail 8 hours a day. Then they were going to eat, plan, prepare, do everything to do, stay very organized, and then just travel a certain amount every single day, like rain or shine. They were very systematic, and they were very practical. Well, they both took off from the port. The first ship just blazing fast, like the tortoise and the hare. It took off, and it was gone. I mean, you would have bet any amount. By the first couple days, it was already halfway there. And the other one was going so slow and was so far behind, you thought there's no way. Well, you already know who won. It was the ship that was more systematized and prepared and more pragmatic and more planned, that just went a certain amount every single day, right? They won. In the end, that ship won by so much that the other ship was broken down, and all the crew members were sick and throwing up, and they didn't even make it halfway across. And you can see why. Now the ego wants to say, no way, I don't have a choice. I have to work because I need the money. And that is actually partially true for a period. When you're trying to get a business off the ground, you're not only doing profitable work. This is the stuff that nobody talks about that pisses me off. You're not only doing profitable work in your first year or couple years in the business, you're also doing a ton of unprofitable work. You're doing stupid stuff. You're traveling way too far. You're saying yes to stuff that you don't even know what you're doing, and you're trying to figure it out. You're making stupid mistakes, undercharging all the time. The amount of mistakes that you're making, you have to work 50 hours a week to run the business, and another 50 hours a week just doing stupid shit, trying to fix and learn. It's like full-time college degree, and it takes a few years of that crap until your subconscious mind reshuffles the deck, and then you start to get good at this and learn, whoa, be careful. Don't tell the customer yes, and all these customers yes, and now you've spread yourself too thin. Now it's spilling over into your personal life, and now you find yourself waking up on a Wednesday morning. You can't get out of bed. This happens to people. They probably just don't talk about it. Bags under your eyes, and you're literally like in a nervous breakdown, and you're not going to any of your clients, and you're sick in bed for like 2-3 days, and you're like, I just need a day off. Oh my God. And you can't even call your customers because you're so embarrassed, because you're so mentally and emotionally sick that you just don't call any of them and now it becomes a landslide and your phone's blowing up, they're pissed off, they might even be leaving negative reviews, and you created that whole problem. And you know what? It's your fault, but it's not really your fault because you didn't know. If your heart's in the right place and you're trying to do a good thing, but at some point you gotta be like, I gotta get a handle on this. Be very, very, very careful about how you schedule customers. So I was just with a customer and he said, when can you do the job? I said, well, I got an opening on my calendar this day, these 2 days actually, but we're weather dependent. There's equipment breakdowns, all types of things. There's a very good chance, I put you in the calendar right now, we could get pushed back because of weather and stuff, but you're still on my calendar, it's gonna get done. Worst case scenario, if it rains, like this, and this, like I take a week off at the 4th of July, just so we don't burn out, right? And go spend time with my family. So all of the customers that don't get done by the 4th of July get pushed back like up to 10 more days. These people are furiously pissed if you do that to them, right? So what I do is I take now 5 days before the 4th of July. So the 3rd, the 2nd, the 1st, June 30th, June 29th. All of those books, all those days in my schedule, I put in red. Emergency days, do not book. I started out with 1 day, then I got 2, then 3, then 4, now it's 5. I'm not allowed to book those days because what are those days? Those are the days that always get filled no matter what. And we're out there scrambling the night before the 4th of July to get all the shit done. I'm sick of scrambling. But so be very, very, very careful what you tell your customers and what you promise to them. And here's another thing. So tell them the truth, even if it's going to lose you the job. Because what is it to... You're not lying to the customer because all your intentions are right. But what if you tell the customer, yes, you can make it, knowing you might not be able to? And dude, I've sold a lot of work by saying yes and just figuring it out. That's what entrepreneurs do. They jump off a bridge and build a plane. They jump off a cliff and they build a plane on the way down. That's entrepreneurship, right? And some people who are empathic or sensitive people, which is good, don't understand that, and they think, oh my God, that's lying. That's like criminal. How are these people going out and making promises to all these people and not even knowing if they can actually fulfill it? That's insane. Welcome to entrepreneurship. So that's the challenge. It increases your necessity and your need and your motivation to rise to a whole new level to pull off shit that you didn't even know you were capable of. And that's what being under pressure and you're having your word on the line does. You grow into this higher, evolved, more mature being. It's a great thing. But don't bite off more than you can chew. Let me know in the comments below if you have any scheduling tips and things that you do, because scheduling is an art. It's a very, very careful thing to do. And my business is like, we have a lot of repeat customers and maintenance, but we have a lot of one-off jobs too. So you constantly got to keep the hopper full. It's not like lawn care where you're just there every single week, right?